Bailey hates how stuck in the past her town is. There isn't even a mall. The coolest place Bailey can go shopping is the old thrift store, which never has anything she likes. One day, while browsing through the same old stuff, a gleaming glint catches Bailey's eye. In the back corner sits the most entrancing pair of leather boots Bailey's ever seen. She's pulled over to them like a magnet. Bailey admires their fringy tassels, intricate designs on their pointy toes, and the shiny spurs on their heels. Just being close to the boots makes Bailey feel different. She feels powerful, confident, like she could do anything. Bailey turns the left boot over, and her heart leaps with excitement when she sees they're her size. Even more remarkable is that someone's carved the initials BB into the sole. Those are her initials, Bailey Boone. But when she turns the right boot over, her heart sinks. The price tag glares at her. $250? She marches over to the salesperson, planning to bargain for them. But the further away she gets from the boots, the less confident she feels. By the time she gets to her, all she can do is timidly ask why the boots are so expensive. The salesperson says it's because they're really, really old and rare. Legend has it they belong to an outlaw. An outlaw? Bailey gulps. Disappointed, she turns to leave. But then she sees the gleaming glint out of the corner of her eye again. The magnetic force of the boots pulls her to the back corner of the shop, even faster than earlier. Before she even realizes what she's doing, Bailey's kicking off her old sneakers, putting on the boots, and racing out the door at full speed. The salesperson yells something about not stealing, but Bailey can barely hear it. She's running faster than she's ever run in her life. She doesn't know where she's running, but the boots seem to have a mind of their own. They take her miles out of town, up a sandy hill, and halt at a spot overrun with desert brush. Confused, Bailey looks for a reason to understand why the boots brought her here. Suddenly, the boots march her forward and kick at a gap in the brush. A door bursts open. That's when Bailey realizes it's a cabin so covered in dirt and brush that nobody would have ever found it. Inside, Bailey's amazed to find newspaper clippings and wanted signs from the Old West tacked all over the walls. Bootsy Bandit ransacks jewelry shop, reads a headline from one of the papers. Bootsy Bandit robs bank, reads another. Bootsy Bandit wanted, dead or alive, says a poster with a drawing of a crazed young woman smirking. Who is Bootsy Bandit? Then, Bailey notices a photograph of the same woman from the poster framed on the wall. Except, this photo shows the woman wearing a pair of leather boots. The very same boots Bailey is wearing right now. BB could stand for Bailey Boone, she thinks to herself, but also for Bootsy Bandit. Looking around, Bailey sees piles of jewels and bags of money, like from the newspapers. Bailey snaps out of her trance. She screams, realizing this must be the hideout of Bootsy Bandit, and the boots on Bailey's feet must be hers. She desperately tries to take them off, but it's like they're stuck to her feet. She manages to rip off the right boot and notices the expensive price sticker. Did she steal these boots? Bailey would never do something like that. Determined to get the left boot off, Bailey pulls with all of her might, finally freeing her foot. Bailey's exhausted. All of her power and confidence seems to have drained out like an empty bottle. But so has the boot's hold over her, and she's relieved. In just her socks, Bailey rushes out of Bootsy's old cabin. Just as she's headed downhill, she sees a familiar gleaming glint in the corner of her eye. The boots gleam through the open doorway, beckoning her. Like a magnet, Bailey's pulled back inside the cabin by the allure of the boots. No one's heard from Bailey Boone since, but people in her small desert town say there's a thief who lives at the top of the hill that you should avoid at all costs. She'll rob you blind, they say.